You can't be anything you want, but you can be everything you are. The real question to ask yourself is, which one am I going to regret that I did not follow through on? Which one's gonna hurt me in the long run? Which one am I gonna look back on and think, I wish I did that?
If you're planting seeds in your garden and you by mistake water the seeds, but you water a weed next to it, because you're still watering, the seeds are still gonna grow and you'll spot the weed. So that process of watering needs to continue.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like na 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 na. For my top 10, top 10, na 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 na. This one's for my top 10.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Jay Shetty, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Protect your purpose.
Dharma is a fascinating concept.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. And the loose language terminology for it is purpose, or calling, or your mission and vision in life. Like, what are you meant to do? It's kind of like what you're meant to do. Mm-hmm. And the thing about Dharma is, Dharma talks about how we think we have to learn lots of stuff, when actually Dharma is unlearning and bringing out what you already have. Whoa. So one of the things I mentioned in the book is that you can't be anything. There's two lies we've been told growing up. The first lie is you're nothing. You're stupid, you're worthless, you're not gonna make it. And I'm sure many people listening and watching have heard that from teachers, parents, aunts, uncles, whoever it is. And then the other lie that we're actually told, and I don't think it's a lie, I think it's positive, but sometimes it's misconstrued, is you can be anything.
Right.
And we all know that's not true too.
Right.
And it's unfair because sometimes people get misled.
You're exactly right.
And the Dharma point of view is you can't be anything you want, but you can be everything you are. And what I mean by that is you have a genius, a potential, a power inside of you that you don't know yet. Why? Because you're inexperienced. It's not that you're unqualified, it's you're inexperienced. So people are saying, I'm stuck. I don't know where my life's going. I don't know what my purpose is. So you're perceiving yourself to be unqualified or underqualified. Actually, you're just inexperienced. You just haven't done enough things to let the magnet of your life tell you what it's attracted to. Whoa. So for me, that's what Dharma is encouraging people to do. And this beautiful verse from this Vedic text, a monk text called the Manusmriti. And it says that when you protect your purpose protects you. And what I love about that, and you will appreciate this because I know you're someone that I feel is living this.
Thank you.
A purpose is like a rare gem and you have to protect it. People will tell you that gem is worthless. They'll tell you that that gem is not gonna make it. They'll tell you that that gem, that jewel has no value. And that's why you have to protect your own purpose because the world is gonna constantly try and pull you away from it. So Dharma is it's not a belief system, it's a fact that you've got skills, genius, potential is sitting inside of you and you have not seen it yet.
Rule number 2, weigh the options.
Which one will you regret not doing? So when I'm making a big decision, I'll ask myself, will I regret not doing this? So let's say it's moving country. Let's say it's a job offer. Even if there's fear of it not working out. See, the question we usually ask ourselves is, which one's not gonna work out? What if it doesn't work out? That's what we usually ask ourselves and make our decisions based on fear of fear, right? Most of us make our decisions based on the fear of fear. We think, I'm scared of something and I'm scared of it not working out, so I probably won't follow through with it. That saves you in the short term. The incredible thing is that hurts in the long term, right? The real question to ask yourself is, which one am I going to regret that I did not follow through on? Which one's gonna hurt me in the long run? Which one am I gonna look back on and think, I wish I did that. I wish I had tried that. That's the one that you wanna live for. Because that's the one that even if it doesn't work out, even if it doesn't go to plan, you're still gonna be happy that you tried. You're still gonna be happy that you did it. Because remember, we regret more what we didn't do than what we did do. What we did do dies after 2 weeks, if it's really bad, 2 months, if it's at worst 2 years, but the regrets of what we didn't do can last a lot longer. Connect with that. Ask yourself that when you're making big decisions, ask yourself, what will I regret that I did not do? Which option will hurt the most in the long term?
Rule number 3, search for your dream.
I talk about in the book how Daniel Day-Lewis, at some points, he was wearing the clothes for Gangs of New York in his normal life, to the point that he even got pneumonia in his normal life because he's wearing these old, raggedy clothes. And he goes, at one point, he almost went crazy pretending to be someone that he wasn't. Now, when I heard that and I read that, I thought, wow, isn't that all of us? Like, you wear a certain role to work, you wear a certain role at home, you wear a certain role with your friends. Yeah. And in playing all those roles, you end up method acting and forgetting who you are.
Oh my goodness, that is beautiful.
And for me, that's what I'm just seeing across and in and of myself.
Me too.
And I see myself do that. You become who you think other people want you to be. And so for me, the first step in that is writing down everything you're chasing right now. Like, this is a great strategy and a tool. And if anyone's listening or watching, get a pen and paper. If you're not, take a screenshot of this time code right now and come back to this. Because I want you to sit down and I want you to write down everything you're chasing right now, whatever it is. Make that list. Second question, where did that idea come from? Did that idea come from your mom, your dad, your friend, your brother? Did the idea come from me or Ed? Did the idea come from, I don't know, some book that you read? Like, did the idea come from your heart and your mind? Or was it born because it was influenced by your friend who just got promoted, your friend who just got proposed to, your friend who just sold their company for $100 million? Like, was that the reason? Because then that may not be your dream. And then the third question you have to ask yourself is this my dream? Or this is the question, is your dream really your dream? And when you go through that exercise, you want to keep the stuff that's yours and you want to distance yourself from the stuff that's not.
Rule number 4, serve.
It's the story of two monks that are washing their bowls. And while they're washing their bowls, they see one of the monks sees a scorpion drowning. And so he helps the scorpion out of the water and puts it onto the side. And in that process, he gets stung by the scorpion. And the other monk says, what are you doing? Like, this is stupid. He said, oh, don't worry about it. The scorpion falls in again to the water. The monk picks it up again, gets stung in the process and puts it onto the side. So the other monk's just like, okay, now you're just being ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? He said, why are you saving the scorpion when you know that its nature is to sting? And the monk goes, I know that the scorpion's nature is to sting, but my nature is to save. And so he understood how hardwired his service mindset was, that he was willing to go through the pain to act in that way. So what I'm trying to share with that story is that we're all wired to serve naturally as children, as kids, as people, as humans, but we've been educated for greed. And you see this, there's countless viral videos of kids who walk up to their television screen and wipe the cartoon characters' tears off with their tissues, or kids running to help the person next to them. And we were all once that person. But it's just the education that we get, and I'm not just talking about school, I'm just saying generally the education of becoming self-centered. And whether you look at it from a scientific point of view, the studies that have been done, when people help people, their depression goes down, their mental health goes up. When people help people, they're able to feel more joy and experience more happiness in their lives. We are happier when we serve and help people. And that, I think, has been so lost, that if someone genuinely asks themselves, because I think everyone hearing that will say, oh yeah, but I like to help people, I try. If you really did an audit of how much time you spend every week genuinely helping someone who is giving you no help, or was genuinely helping someone who does nothing back for you, I'd find that we'd say a very, very little amount of time. I can't remember who said this, but it's talked about your success. I can't remember who said it, but your success is based on the depth of the problem you solve, right? And it's if you look at any success, even if it's Jeff Bezos and Amazon, someone goes, I want to be Jeff Bezos. Jeff has solved, not that I know him, but Jeff has solved a issue that people had. So it's still service. And I think that's what we miss, that anyone who's winning, even financially, whether we agree with their business model or not, they are performing some type of service to people. And because he's serving more people with an issue that they have, he's able to make more money. So even from a totally financial perspective, service still wins. Hey everyone, I have been reading a bit from my friend's book, Evan Carmichael, Built to Serve, and I wanted to share this with you. So, according to a study by Carnegie Mellon University, people with supportive spouses are more likely to give themselves the chance to succeed. They studied 163 married couples and found that people with supportive spouses were more likely to take on potentially rewarding challenges. Those who accepted challenges experienced more personal growth, happiness, and psychological well-being. Now, I can truly say that I've experienced that in my life. When I first met my wife, I was just starting out. I had never released a video. I hadn't created any content, and she was such an important part of feeling supported on that journey. So whether you're in a relationship, whether you're dating, whether you're married, or even if you're single, being supported by friends and a strong community is important. Built to Serve by Evan Carmichael. Great book on how you can find your purpose and also on reminding us that we can all make a difference in the world. Thanks, Evan.
Rule number 5, have the right perspective.
Perspective is a beautiful thing. And when I see the level of pain that other people have gone through at this time, and I'm experiencing the fact that people have lost someone or something, or they've lost their job, or they've lost their livelihood, or some people have lost their homes. And to me, that level of perspective really allows me to look at my life in perspective. And I'm not devaluing my loss. And I don't think anyone should devalue or belittle their loss. But I do think that perspective is a game changer, because all of a sudden you can look at something with the significance that it has. I'll give you an example. Like when you stub your toe or you lock your finger in a doorway, it feels like a 10 on the scale of pain. And it's like the worst thing that could have ever happened to you. Yesterday, I cut myself on the side of my bed. I have one of these low Zen beds, and it has really sharp corners. And it cut my leg, and I've got this big scar across my shin, and it was bleeding. And, you know, in the moment, that was the worst thing that happened to me. And I'd say, oh, I felt a 10 of pain. But actually, if I think, what is a 10 of pain, or what is 100% of pain? It would be like losing my family, or something terrible happening. And when you look at things with that perspective, all of a sudden, cutting my leg feels like a 1 on that level. And so I think that perspective is really powerful.
Rule number 6, test new things.
Take the next month, take the next 30 days, and every weekend, plan a new activity, workshop, seminar, course, book, podcast to listen to, person to shadow, person to experience with. Take a Saturday and Sunday and try it out. You've got 8 things that you can now test. There are 8 days, 8 weekends in a month, roughly. Test something new on each of those. Go and actually do something. So this is no more thinking, no more reflecting. If you want to be a chef, or you think you want to be a chef, go and do a cooking class. See how natural it was for you. See how much fun you had doing the process. Take 8 different things and try them out. When you do both of those together, within 30 days, you could figure out what you genuinely are passionate about as a starting point. Mm-hmm. That may change, it may evolve, but at least you've got somewhere to start. And the biggest mistake is we're sitting there doing a personality test trying to figure out what our passion is. Obviously, you're not going to know.
Rule number 7, find passion.
I want you to think back to a moment where you felt you were in your element, where you felt you were in flow. It may have been a challenging situation, but to you, it felt somewhat effortless. You were performing an activity. You were doing some sort of teamwork with another group. Now, the challenges that we usually think of, when someone asks you to think of your passions, we immediately start thinking of hobbies like art, music, drama, right? Science, whatever it is. We start thinking of containers. Because for a long, long time in our lives, we've been trained to believe that everything comes in boxes, everything comes in containers. We think of careers as containers. We think of careers as boxes. But the incredible thing about finding your passion is that our passions are more like environments that we thrive in, right? Our passions, or our natures as they're called in ancient traditions, is actually environments, a group of elements coming together that means someone can thrive. It may mean for you that you work better in teams. It may mean for you that you work better alone. Those are environments, environmental signals that you can find if you're just conscious and aware of when you're in flow, when you're excited, when you're making a difference, when you're making a change.
Rule number 8, get rid of the 3 C's.
I really want you to think about how envy is the art of counting another's blessings, not your own. Start with compassion. Don't judge yourself. Don't criticize yourself. Don't compare yourself. Don't complain. Get rid of the 3 C's: comparing, complaining, and criticizing. Get rid of them out of your vocabulary. Get rid of them out of your mind. Just totally remove, right? Anytime you see yourself compare, complain, or criticize, stop doing it. Notice it. That's your mind. Your mind wants to compare. Your mind wants to complain. Your mind wants to criticize. Your intelligence wants to care. It wants to be compassionate. It wants to choose with confidence. It wants to be confident, right? Let's replace those feelings with that. Let's replace them for that.
Rule number 9, question your intention.
This is the time to really question the intent behind what you're chasing, to really question what you want and your intent behind it, because so often our wrong intention for the right thing will lead you down the wrong path. And I think we don't realize that when we keep talking about alignment, that beautiful statement you shared about, it's not the achievement, it's alignment. Alignment means, is my intention aligned with my action? And when I'm saying aligned, I'm saying, am I looking for the right thing in the right way? And sometimes, even if you're looking for the wrong thing, but in the right way, you'll still get there. That's why intention is so powerful. Like if you're planting seeds in your garden and you by mistake water the seeds, but you water a weed next to it, because you're still watering, the seeds are still going to grow and you'll spot the weed. So that process of watering needs to continue.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is have fun.
I was with someone that I was coaching yesterday, and they said to me, Jay, be real with me, right? Everyone always likes stuff like, be real with me, like, don't give me the monk answer, It's something my sister always says to me, don't go monk on me, Jay Shetty. Like, I don't want to hear another video. My wife and my sister do that often to me. So someone asked me yesterday, like, be real with me, like, what do you do when you just want to, let go? So the honest answer is, I grew up in London. I'm a huge soccer fan, or real football.
Yes! Finally, someone says it on our stage. I never understood you Americans. It's not...
I absolutely love football, and my favorite thing to do is play PlayStation with my buddies and play FIFA. I can do that for hours and hours and hours, and I'm pretty good too. So if anyone wants to play me a game of FIFA, I'm always up.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you watch a video and you get motivated, the science says you have a 35% chance of following through. That's not enough. But when you write down what time, what place, and how you're going to actually take action on it, you jump to 91% chance of following through. And when you have public accountability and you commit to other people that you're going to do it, it jumps to 95% that you will follow through. So I want that for you, Believe Nation. I want to know your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate you.
We're afraid of change. My challenge to you is that not changing is something we should be even more scared of, right? People are scared of failure, but we should be more scared at succeeding at things that don't really matter to us. That's like something we should be more scared of. And that's an incredible thought process. I know loads of startups in Silicon Valley really harness this thought process where they say that actually we need to change because not changing is more scary because everything else around us is constantly changing.
If you want another amazing video highlighting excellence in the Indian community, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.